for sobriety and recovery. That's the topic of today's video. Hey everybody, I'm John Paul Crimmy. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe, like the video if you like it, comment. I want to hear your comments, and follow, all that kind of stuff. It really helps the channel. It helps me make these videos for you. Some people in sobriety and recovery go crazy when you talk about recovery, when you talk about sobriety, like you're never supposed to talk about it because they think that that's breaking anonymity. There's actually a pamphlet in 12-Step Recovery that talks about understanding anonymity. Go read that because it says you can talk about your recovery at the level of press, radio, TV, and film. You just don't say you're a member of this certain group. That's how it works. So before you start commenting on the video saying, oh my God, you're breaking anonymity. No, I'm not. No, I haven't said I'm a member of any group. I'm just talking about my sobriety. I'm talking about my recovery. I can do that. I can talk about 12-step, okay? So let's dive into it. Let's go for it, okay? I have been sober for 23 years. It's been the most incredible thing that I've ever done for myself in my life. I believe that everything good in my life, everything worthwhile in my life is a direct or indirect result of my sobriety. Like I wouldn't have any of the stuff that I have. I wouldn't have my family, this business, any of these things that I have if it wasn't for my recovery. That is the mothership. That is the foundation of everything in my life. And I'm really clear on that, and I make sure that I keep that as my foundation. Because I've seen people over the years in recovery who get sober and then they start to, they start to do all these other things like yoga. Yoga is fantastic, right? But they drift away from the foundation of recovery, from their 12-step or whatever, and they start just focusing on yoga and they become a yogi, and that's great. But they're not talking about alcoholism. They're not talking about drug addiction. They're not talking the language of recovery when you're doing down dog. And you need to hear that. I need to hear that. I need to go to the recovery meetings that I go to and hear someone struggling to remember that, you know what? I was there once. I forgot how bad it was. Oh my God, I totally am identifying and remembering something I forgot about and how hard my life was in early recovery. And you know what? I don't want to go back there. I never want to go back there. So let me just keep that foundation. Let me keep doing those things. Let me keep going to those meetings, helping other people, all the things that are the foundation of my 12-step recovery. Let me keep those in place. You know, I've been teaching breathwork, leading breathwork. I've been doing breathwork probably 12 years now. I've been leading it for 11 years. I've been doing sessions and classes. I've been leading trainings for about 6 years. And it's changed my life almost as much as recovery. Like those two things, breathwork and sobriety, are the two biggest game changers I've ever found. So if you're in early recovery and you just found breathwork, oh my God, I'm kind of jealous because I wish I found this in early recovery. I needed this tool in early recovery. I did this crazy thing the first 6 months of my sobriety where literally every time I wanted to drink or use drugs, I would just throw on headphones and run out the door and start running like Forrest Gump. And it actually worked. I kind of ran off the desire to drink or use. And so if I could lay down and do breath work, when I want to drink or I want to use, if I could lay down and just do breath work and come up feeling good, that would be amazing. So let me know if you've ever done that. Let me know if you've ever felt like you wanted to drink or use or whatever your thing is, because there's all different types of recovery. It might be food, it might be shopping, gambling, whatever. If you've ever felt that, the urge to do that, to act out as they say, or to use, and you laid down and you did circular breath work, conscious connected breathing, you did a session of that, and then you woke up and you felt amazing. And you're like, no, I'm good. I actually had this funny story where I worked with this guy, and I was helping this guy in recovery, and he was flipping out. He's like, I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna use, and all this crazy stuff. And I was like, okay, I'll get you high. And he's like, what? I'm like, lay down, I'm gonna get you high. And I'm just saying this to him to get him to do it. And he's like, don't be stupid. I go, just try it and see what happens. What do you have to lose? Like, maybe we'll go get drugs if we don't. And I wasn't gonna go get drugs, but maybe we'll go get them if this doesn't work for you. Okay, so he laid down and he did it, and I coached him through this beautiful session, and he sat up, and he was calm, and he was quiet. It was almost like he was a different person. It was miraculous for me to witness. He was like, oh, that wasn't what I was expecting at all. That was really beautiful and incredible. And he started telling me about his experience and he felt really good. And then we went and got something to eat and it worked. It was amazing. So that's why, they're doing this breath work, this circular breath work in a lot of rehab centers now. I see that a lot. And if you want to come train with me, I'll train you on how to lead people through that. And, I've worked with people in rehab centers. It can be a little more challenging, but also more rewarding at the same time. What do I mean by it can be a little more challenging? Well, one of the defining characteristics of alcoholics is defiance. They want to be defiant. So like I would be in a rehab going to lead a session with like 30 or 40 people, and then like 3 of them would be like, I'm not laying down. I'm not doing this breath work. And I was like, okay, you don't have to lay down and do it. You can go tell your counselor that you're not going to participate. Or you can just lay down and close your eyes. You don't have to do the breath work. But I'm not going to have you sitting here watching other people have an experience, making it uncomfortable for them. It's my job as the facilitator to keep a safe space for the people in the room. So people in recovery, in like new recovery especially, right, in rehabs can be really challenging. But also these are the people that have some of the biggest results in breathwork because they have a lot of trauma. Gabor Mate, I probably mispronounced his name, the Canadian addiction specialist, he believes that all addiction comes from trauma. It's all trauma-based. That's his personal theory. That's what he teaches. And so breathwork is the best tool that I've ever discovered to help with that trauma. So I think it's one of the best, if not the best tool to help treat addiction. Other than recovery, I think you need the 12-step recovery. I'm a big believer in it. Some people aren't. They're going to be like, oh, it didn't work for me. I tried 12-step. It didn't work for me. When I hear that, my response is always, oh, you tried all the 12 steps. You did all 12 steps, and then you turned around and started helping other guys, and you had a sponsor. And they're like, well, no, I didn't do all that. Oh, then you didn't do it. Then you didn't really do it. Did you do all the steps? Did you have a sponsor? Did you turn around and start helping other people? Because that's really what it's about. And unless you did all that, you can't really tell me you did it. I think that's the foundation, and that this breath work is an incredible tool in your foundation, in your recovery, toolkit. And so I hope that you got a lot out of this video. I know this is going to be maybe controversial. I'm hoping there's a lot of comments, and I'll comment back. And if you're nasty, I'll probably delete your comment, whatever. Try to be nice, try to be respectful in the comments. And let me know what questions you might have. I might make a video on it. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe, like, follow, comment, all that stuff. Hope to see you soon. Much love on the journey.